I can't believe I'm about to walk past all this water without drinking some of mine and filling up, but according to the Far Out app, the water's flowing just as strong at Sage's Ravine as it is here. The force is strong with the water in this area in Connecticut. Connecticut greeted me with a bunch of rocks, but it also greeted me with a lot of flowing water and a lot of shade, so you got to take the good with the bad. I'm not sure if this is what everybody's been talking about. It must be. That is a really deep pool. It looks like it would be over my head. People were talking about jumping in it. I still think it's a bad idea to jump in it. So it's Monday morning, and this is my 13th day, and I am just getting started. I got a great night's sleep here in this giant, huge, barely populated campsite. Maybe just 4 of us, I don't even know. I didn't really want to get out of my tent because this place is just huge. I don't know. It's not haunted. It just was a little spooky how big it was and how few people were here. I'm about to go off the rails and go off on tangents and diatribes, but I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm in this funny spot where I'm not going to be able to do a ton of miles. I'm still fresh and new. My left ankle's bothering me. It usually gets better as the day goes on, but it was bothering me at the end of the night last night, and I could tell just putting my shoe on today. It's bothering me just going to get my food out of the bear box. It's stony, rocky trail here in Connecticut from what I've seen so far, and it's raining. I guess I got to get my feet back underneath me. I thought I did that yesterday, but I guess it might take a couple of days to just kind of get my bearings. Sounds like the weather's slowing down. Time to finish my coffee and start putting this stuff away inside the tent and break the tent down. Got everything in my bag and out of the tent. Walking sticks are underneath the tent platform to keep them dry if it rained. Kind of underneath the tent footprint. Looks like there's a caterpillar in my tent who must have just snuck in the morning while I was getting everything out. I'm about to break down the tent and then head to the privy. I still don't feel like I need to go, and that would be 2 days in a row, which would be weird. So I really, I've had 2 coffees and I ate food. I don't know what else I could do to force myself. I guess I could finish off my water. I really want to encourage myself to make an effort before I hit the trail. I was dehydrated when I woke up this morning, which is amazing considering that I basically slept at Camp Water. Well, I've been out here for 13 days and I haven't taken any pictures or videos of privies. I am either a hiker now or I've lost it. This one is actually really big and clean. It's 3 times the size of the other ones that are all kind of standard brown moldering privies. It's really big and spacious on the inside. I'm gonna grab my toiletries and head in there and try to make the magic happen. This is not the real trail magic, but this is where the magic is gonna happen if I feel comfortable walking and not having to stop and dig my first cat hole. Normally you would have this much space and there'd be a wall right there and everything's kind of crowded, but it's nice to spread out. It's been raining pretty good this morning. This is probably the best rain or the worst rain that I've hiked in, and this is probably the biggest climb for the longest period of time that I've had to make. So it's wet, which is just tough, but I mean, I saw this and I wish the trail went that way. It doesn't. I wish the trail went that way. It doesn't. I zoomed in really close on the app to make sure that this was it, because I didn't want to go up there and have to turn around. And I'm still trying to figure out the best way. So there's this nice monument. I think I'm on Bear Mountain, and it's beautiful. It's big and made out of stone. Props to everybody who carried these stones up here. I know they're everywhere, but I've been having a hard time carrying myself up this mountain. Now I get to go down it, but the people I just passed said that it's a breeze on the way down, even though they were coming up. I don't know how they'd know, but I'll take their word for it. Seeing these tiny little frogs, I don't even know if you can see that, but they're all over the place. I wonder if they're gonna grow any bigger. There's another one. They're all running from me like I'm a giant. It's Tuesday morning and I'm finishing the salad that I got last night because I'm not going to take this out on the trail. Same thing that I did in Great Barrington. I ended up spending the night in Salisbury after all, and it was really nice. I'm glad I did. I wasn't sure where I was going to end up last night because there were just too many options. Pack feels good. I feel light. I had a couple of inclines. I had a steep incline right when I started, and then I had another incline, and then I saw some really good level wide path, and I thought I'd pull my phone out, and I kind of thought I'd jinx myself, and if I started shooting a video, I'd have another incline going up a baby hill right now. Who knows what's on the other side of this baby hill. And as you can tell, that little baby hill got the better of me. They always do in the morning. It's hard for me to climb in the morning. But this is my terrain. Not bad. For anyone who doesn't know, this is my GPS. This is my navigation system. I just look for these sun's out, guns out on the trail, and I'm out. Almost looks like one piece of Stonehenge. There's no markings, it's just a unique shaped stone. Well, this is just day 14, and I really didn't need to know that, but that's the first sign I saw like that. If you were heading northbound, that might be more encouraging. You'd have 700 miles to go, and you'd be more than 2/3 of the way there. I'd barely gone over 50 miles, and that's the goal. So I popped out of the woods for a moment on this short little grass stretch. Just bumped into somebody. He's a nice guy, and I just figured I'd capture that because I don't know how far away that is. Like me, that seems like miles and miles and miles, hundreds of miles. But out on the trail, I've been realizing sometimes as I get used to some of these landmarks that might not be all that far. It's just a clear day. It has been the most epic, beautiful day. I've had my best day out here, and I've had a lot of good days, and I've had a lot of good moments. Dixie had mentioned in her videos, never quit on a bad day, and I've just affirmed to myself today, it's got to be a day like this for me to stop. I'm gonna have to stop on a day like this where it's cool, the sun's shining, the ground's flat, everything's going my way. I met a girl and I was talking to her like she was going northbound. She was stopped on a scenic rock, taking a break, and I just was making small talk. I asked to join her and take a short break. I stopped and talked to Kelly. We kind of got started going at the same time. We walked for however far together, and it was nice to bump into somebody. She's doing a section. It was nice to bump into a snowblower. She's hiked a lot. This has been a great trip. It's just been 2 weeks, and I still haven't had to dig a hole to poop in, so I've had a lot of good fortune go my way, and there are still some firsts that I will experience that I haven't yet. Some of them will be bad, but hard to complain today. This is the view that I'm ending the day with. It's in between 6 and 7. It's closer to 7 than it is 6. But look at that house, all by its lonesome in the middle of that hillside. Pretty rural here in Connecticut, and this is beautiful. So I'm glad I decided to push on. I got up a couple of big mountainsides, don't have to do those tomorrow morning. And as long as there's space for me and sharing campsite, and I get there early enough that I'm not sitting up in the dark. I mean, this is amazing. The more I look at it, the more surreal it is. This is really picturesque. And I feel like I could reach out and touch it like a 3D painting. Absolutely beautiful. There's been a lot of beautiful views today. Great weather. Look at that clear sky. I feel I can see forever. So right when I got into sharing mountain campsite, and I chose to push for this, I walked in at 5 or 7, which is perfect. I wanted to get here at 7, no later than 7:15. This stone was here on the campsite that I chose. Whoever left this, it broke me. I didn't break down fully into weeping, but I was almost there. I know that this is common and you read this sort of stuff all the time. I needed to hear this. That's kind of what this trip is about, is putting yesterday down and just letting go of everything in the past, things that I don't need. I'm just carrying what I need. And I still can't shake my pack down enough, although today it felt right. It fit right and it felt right. I'm getting there. There's other things that I need to work on that I need to put down. So thank you, whoever left this in camp. It means a lot to me. And today, Tuesday, ended up as perfectly as it started off and was all day. I'm at hydration station and I just filled up, and this is my favorite kind of water. Easy access, cold, clear. It's a shame I don't have to use the bathroom. What a glorious view. There's a lot of fireflies popping up all over the place. And I'm just afraid it's not gonna translate on video here. But I'm trying. They're everywhere in the woods. And I just haven't noticed this out here. There's one. I'll actually continue this video inside my tent. I haven't been shooting too many videos inside my tent. I still have to blow up my air mattress, my pillow, and put my sheet on. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use the quilt yet tonight. It's gonna get down to about 55, so it's a lot cooler than it just was a moment ago. But I was very hot. You can barely see over there. That's where the sun set.